My guest tonight gave me my first job at the ABC and my first ever spot on TV. But apart from that, he has had an unblemished career. He is one of Australia's finest comedians, conquering radio, stand-up, podcasting and TV. He's the host of Question Everything and Gruen and has written more jokes than any comedian in the history of this country. Would you please welcome Wil Anderson? G'day.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
It is lovely to have you here. It's been a while. How have you been?
Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate the support. It's been a tough week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've just come back from filming the new series of SAS Australia.
Right.
And it is a lot more hardcore this season.
Oh, really?
I'm in a lot of trouble. They found a lot of my old comedy material buried in my backyard. And now I am actually crimes against comedy. They're taking me to the Hague. It's been pretty tough. They found a photo of me drinking out of a prosthetic limb, and it was attached to Adam Hills at the time.
Well, I'm glad you made it.
Thank you.
I'm glad you made it. Now, we were chatting to Mel Buttle before about her being a teacher.
Yeah, the best.
But you had a job before comedy. You were a journo in Canberra.
I was, in the Canberra Press Gallery. As they always say, journalism's loss was also comedy's loss.
So did you get to, like, rub shoulders with a bunch of Canberra bigwigs doing that job?
I was an intern at the Financial Review of all places, and the job was so multifaceted. So obviously a lot of it was just like getting coffees for the people who work there or doing some research for them. But one day I'm in the office by myself, and so basically there's this corridor where all the politicians can walk down, where all the press gallery, Financial Review's here, the Sydney Morning Herald's here, the Age is here.
Sort of all in the bureau, the press bureau.
All there. So there's one corridor that you can walk through. I'm the only person in the office. I've got my back to the door. I've got long hair. I hear this voice from the door just yell out, "Oh, since when have they let people have long hair at the Financial Review?" So this is what I do because I'm clever and classy.
Yeah. Nice move.
Anyway, then I turn around and realise that person was Prime Minister Paul Keating. Here's the bit I've never told about that story, which is for a week after, I kept hearing around the office, there'd be people going, "Are you having trouble with the Prime Minister's office? They're not getting back to me on anything." And I was just like, guys, it's the recession we had to have.
Hey, I want to ask you, there was a lot of buzz on Twitter suggesting that you would be the best person to take over Q&A. Now that's searching for a host.
Now Twitter is completely cool.
So, would you do it?
Would I have to watch Q&A?
All right, so what would you do to improve Q&A? What would you do?
I mean, anything, right? The idea of Q&A, not only is social media, terrible in its social media space, but it's on that show. They run tweets down the bottom of the screen while people are having a conversation, Charlie. I remember when Gruen started, it was about the same time as Q&A, and there was a big conversation where they were like, you know what, we could run people's tweets down the bottom of Gruen when it's on. And I said, I've got another idea. Let's make a show that's interesting enough that people don't need to read other shit while it's on.
I think that's a good idea. I think you are right. All right, you're coming back in 2 weeks' time with Gruen, which is its 15th season. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
What an achievement.
15 seasons, or as I like to say, in your face blue heelers and a country practice. You loser shows.
Over the 15 years that you've done it, how has advertising changed?
When the show was first proposed for the ABC, honestly, people thought it was a plot to get ads on the ABC.
Really? Like a conspiracy theory that that's how they're going to fund the ABC?
They're going to ruin it. This is how the ads are coming into the ABC. We had 8 episodes in our first series. We weren't sure that we were going to get through all 8. We really didn't think that we would necessarily get through all 8 episodes. So the idea that we're 15 years into the show is not because we're so great at doing the show. It's because when we first started, ads were pretty much just something that you would see on TV or hear on the radio, see in a newspaper. But now, you get ads delivered straight to the device that you have in your hand by companies who know more about you than your own family. So the show just becomes more and more relevant each year.
And more paranoid by the sound of it.
Hey, can you imagine if you've worked at the ABC because you hate advertising and then for 3 months of the year, for 15 years, they take you into a room and make you watch all the advertising?
Over the years, though, as a prominent Australian figure,
Yeah.
you must have been asked to do ads.
Mate, I work for the ABC and I host a show about advertising. So my credibility means that I absolutely turn down every ad offer that comes my way. And I know what you're thinking. You know, that is credibility that money can't buy. But what I'm willing to say here on The Weekly is, as soon as Gruen's over, there will be a price. So it will be for sale to the highest bidder at that moment. So,
And after all those years of hosting Gruen, you will have a hard-earned thirst. Wil Anderson, I'm so delighted you came here, and I just want to say that if it weren't for you, I would not have a career, not just because of the path that you've blazed, but everything you've done for me, helping me along the way. I appreciate it so much. Would you please thank Mr. Wil Anderson? Thank you. Thank you.